everyone. I'm Wyman, and today I'm going to introduce my assignment in this ENGL 3003 English Discourse in the Professions course. So, before I start talking about my assignment inside this subject, please allow me to introduce its objectives. So, there are three major objectives of ENGL 3003 course. One, to help students to identify and describe a range of text types encountered in professional settings. For example, press releases from companies, some kind of reports, annual reports from those companies. You will see there's a lot of those tests during the course, and the teacher, our lecturer, is more than willing to share those to you. And then second, you have to learn the reasons behind the variations that exist across a range of professional genres. For example, um, different kinds of professional discourses have different audiences and they have different intentions. Some may be very sincere in heart, but some may be some mostly trying to cover the mistakes that they have done. Mostly those professional discourses from the companies. You will see those a lot later. And then eventually it wants to equip students with the necessary critical analytical skills to create robust analysis of authentic professional discourse. In short, this is to help you to ensure that what you have learned in the course can be written down in words because you know something and then you can write it back as a different topic. So yeah, this course can help you write back what you have learned in the course and turn them into beautiful assignments. And here are some terms from ENG 3003. We have mortifications, denial, showing good intention, press releases, reducing offensiveness of event, minimization, and evasion of responsibility. These are just some. Since this is a very short PowerPoint presentation, I can only introduce these. Actually, there are many more professional jargons of this course, but I can only introduce these. And how does ENGL 3003 achieve the mentioned goals? In addition to the typical explaining lecture slides, recommend good articles for all of you to go home and read them, and provide personal advice, the lecturer is very willing to give you personal advice if you send an email to them. They're very helpful. And what is the most important point is interaction. Every lecture inside this ENGL 3003 course contains sufficient English interaction to strengthen students' knowledge about this course and enhance students' English speaking capability. And then I remember that this lecturer is very, very willing to catch our attention, that she will always ask us, can you get it? Do you have any questions? Which allows our attention to be sustained for a long period of time. The two lecturers are really good. Side note, strong interaction is not limited to ENGL 3003 only. This feature also applies to many other ENGL courses in this department. If you enjoy interaction, notably extensive English interaction, you will get that from the English department, which is here. So allow now to the main point of my presentation is my assignment. So the assignment that I want to share today is my case study in presentation form. The topic is crisis management of Adidas. And then highlights of my assignment. So to introduce, it is about a PR crisis of Adidas, which they successfully averted later. So let's take a look at this background information. So one day, email receivers received an email from Adidas on April of 18 to social media. Oh, it's here. It's here. One day, it's about an email. One day, Adidas sent an email to people who says, "Congrats, you survived the Boston Marathon." And then email receivers then shared this email on 18th of April to social media to show their outrage. Why? That's because in 2013, a bombing occurred at the same Boston Marathon. 3 people were killed and at least 260 people were injured. I have to say, this injury is actually an understatement. During that explosion, those many people who were injured lost their legs. All their legs were gone. They simply cannot be recovered. So injured here is really a big understatement. So the email reminded them of this tragedy and makes people feel that Adidas is making fun of this tragedy. Why? Okay. After sending, but however, Adidas make very quick and efficient actions to, to prevent this crisis from bringing harm to the company. What they did is very simple. They sent several posts on Twitter and make a public apology. Here, the CEO himself did the apology itself. And then in the end, Adidas successfully averted this PR crisis, and people continue to buy their shoes until today. Oh, no, 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 no. We are not going to play this video. We don't have much time. The highlight of this assignment, we are just not talking about it. In this assignment, you need to use some professional jargon, some terms that is specific to this course, like mortification here. Mortification, denial, minimization, and showing good intention. In these assignments, you have to use these special terms to ensure that you really understand what you have learned from this course. Let me let me introduce some of the terms for you. Mortification is simply saying, "Oh, I show my empathy, show my I feel very sorry for all of you." This is mortification. And then denial is they show that they have little responsibility to all these chaos. And then minimization is to press down the responsibility. It's also reducing the responsibility of Adidas itself. Although we all know that it is Adidas who sent that faulty email. And then in the end, showing good intention. So later if you really join our course, you would discover that many successful PR crisis management use all these strategies effectively and appropriately. Let me introduce how I prepare this presentation. So I generally conclude them into 5 steps. One, read the outline carefully, and then start making drafts early. Very important, early. Don't do that about 2 to 3 days before. It is not possible. And then after you finish a draft, you proofread the presentation repeatedly, and then you practice the presentation also repeatedly. Repeat is very important. Otherwise, it simply will stutter. Don't expect good grades after that. And then in the end, present my work to everyone. In my days, the presentations are all done online. So for future students of ENGL, your presentation is probably done online, facing many people, and prepare to see that scenario. And what are my valuable experiences from this class? It further reminds me that we need to take more effort to make good assignments good and presentable. I don't think that there is any other way around. I also learned a lot through listening to how other students present, especially presentations from international students. They really have a different vibes. Hong Kong students have, yeah, we're clear, but we are kind of bored. We're kind of boring. So the international students can give I think that they access an inspiration which helps me to improve better and faster. And then this is the other part. We look forward to seeing you in Faculty of Humanities, especially the ENG Department of FH. We look forward to seeing you.